Yo, good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right. So I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I am your homie HerbMan. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. This is the show where we teach people how to heal themselves. And you cannot heal yourself if you do not know thyself. So we teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. All right. So again, we're coming live from South Africa, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Find you somewhere to get comfortable and start to learn this Saturday morning. Bless all of you guys out there, grand rising, whatever you want to call it today. We just don't want to call it no morning, okay? We ain't in no morning. We're going to get up today and we ain't mourning anything. And I want you guys today to find this timeless moment in your day. Find a moment in the day where the time stops, where you ain't got to worry about this and worry about that and got to go here and got to do that and got to look out for that person or that person. Find the timeless moment in your day. We want to start our days with this in our consciousness. Now, you may can't find it in the morning. Try to find it in the afternoon. You may can't get it in the noonday. Then try to find it in the evening. But we want to start our day already planning out. The goal is to find the timeless moment. That timeless moment where it's just you and you're not doing anything for anybody else but yourself. Okay? Not even eating. Because when you eat, you pay somebody for the food. I ain't finna give nobody nothing for what I need. I'm just going to depend on me for it. The timeless moment where you are everything that you need. Okay, find that in today. All right. So you guys understand that this is free information. You guys don't have to pay for anything that you hear today. All you got to simply do on the HerbMan Show is pay attention. And how we pay attention here is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. When we get to 100,000 likes, we'll start to bring you guys up and I'll start to show you what it is that we do. Now, obviously, we're going to do that a little bit earlier, but if you can keep tapping while I keep talking, we'll bring folks in while we're doing this thing so that we can get the most amount of people to start to look at what we've figured out when it comes to going back to nature for your health. People keep asking me, HerbMan, what is the next step? And we'll talk about that once we get to 1,000 likes. All right. So you guys keep tapping. Let me get my board together. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get into what is the next step for me if I'm thinking about nature-based interventions, if I'm thinking about going natural, if I'm thinking about going traditional. What is my next steps? I got all this medication. I got all these diagnoses. I got all this stuff going on in my life. What would I need to do to get back into balance with nature while continuing to still live? Because I'm on these medications and things of that nature. We'll show you how to wean yourself off of these things. We'll show you the importance of understanding yourself a little bit deeper. So the owner's manual is not a product. It is a program. So you guys are getting a program on yourself. People say, wait, is it a book? No, it's the book on you. I can't write that book. So nature has wrote a book on you and you get that. I don't write books, but it is a manual for you. So it is the book on you. So if your name Kelsey, I'm just hand delivering. I'm emailing you the book of Kelsey. If your name is Jerome, I'm emailing you the book of Jerome. I ain't writing the book. You are the book. You are living the book. What you're trying to understand is that somebody else understands your book. It ain't me though. Nature understands you before you understand yourself. Now you take pointers from what nature said. Nature knew you had certain tendencies that you don't want to tell nobody. You don't want to show nobody some of these tendencies, but nature knows, aka God knows what's in the darkness. All the stuff coming in the dark will be revealed in the light. That's all this is saying, is that something knows you better than your friend, your wife, your children, better than your parents, better than your co-workers. There is something here that knows you. And the biggest thing about that is once we understand that we're known by the greater power, that is where that love for life should come in. That is where that contentment, that gratefulness, that is where that peace, that sovereignty, that is where land in the bosom should be able to come, is when you know God really knows you. Some of y'all don't believe God really know you, even though you finna go tomorrow, they're gonna tell you, but you don't really feel it in your life. You don't feel it in your finances. You don't feel it in your dreams and aspirations. You don't feel it in your health and wealth. You don't feel it. but you get heard about it. But once you understand that there's something greater than you and I that knows you by name, well, knows you by number. You don't know your name because that comes from your parent. It gave you a number. It gave you a time of birth. When you entered into this, that got recorded and got stamped into time as the day you came into the matrix, whatever you want to call it. It don't matter after that. It just matter about your entrance date. Okay, and your entrance date got attached to it some tendencies, because during your entrance date there was a tally of different things going on in the cosmos. Okay, there was different things going on in the cosmos during your birthday that will create that type of person. You say, well, now I don't believe in that. I done been teaching y'all day in and day out. I just went over a 2-hour session with y'all yesterday. Environment influences the life of the cells or whoever else under it. Environment influences the life of the living organisms. Climate, weather patterns, environment, atmosphere, universe, whatever name you want to put on it, it influences the life of the animals, the fruits and vegetables, the plant life, and the human life form that is under it. Environment influences the life of the living organism. Okay, environment. So since I've been teaching y'all this, and y'all, why he keep teaching us this? Because he's trying to tell us that it is the environment inside of our bodies that's doing our cell. So it ain't the cell being bad, it's the environment that's influencing that behavior of the cell. So when you change the environment in my body, then the cell will automatically get right. When you change the environment in my body, then the cells will automatically repair you. And you change the environment in my body, then all the diseases will automatically go away. When you change the environment, then the cell will live up to what the environment has to say. So if it's a shitty environment, the cell is going to live up to the shittiness. And if it is a purified environment, then the cell is going to live up to the instructions of being pure. Okay, so understanding this biology is also understanding cosmology. So now when you are born at a particular time, don't you understand how that will influence what type of person you are? Now, again, you got tendencies that you ain't really just ready to talk to nobody about. But don't worry about it, because nature knows you. Nature knows the inward time. Nature knows that you got a tendency of grief and depression. It knows you got a tendency to be feeling delusional and loneliness. It knows you got a tendency of stressing out sometimes way worse than other people. It knows you got a tendency of worrying and creating anxious moments, anxiety in your life. It knows that you got a tendency of self-control issues. It knows that you got a tendency to of attachment issues, and it knows if you got a particular problem, okay, with doubt and trust. Way more than the pastor, the therapist, your cousin, your mama, them know about it. Nature knows about it. So that's why we come at you with this nature-based intervention, so that you can understand that this is the next step when you're ready to let go of all of the modern medicine and all of the philosophy, theology. The root word of theology is theory, right? So theory, T-H-E-O, theo. First of all, theo in theory means that there is a particular theory. It don't mean that it's factual. Just a theory right now, the same thing as a thesis. It's just something here that I'm putting together, but we got to find out if it's factual or fictional. But at the end of the day, it's just a theory. What about this? Right? So theology is just a theory. What about it? This, right? But you need something more permanent than a theory. You need something more concrete than a theory. And so we wrote and we read about Job and all of his life being tried by fire. And we're understanding that our consciousness will be tried by fire, meaning that our consciousness will be tried by trials to see where your consciousness is at during your paradigm. And I told you before that when the mind is separate from the body, it leaves the body vulnerable to your own habits. So therefore, when you like all that chicken, you out of your mind when you eating that lemon pepper. That's why you can eat so much. And so you ain't thinking when you look, you ain't got nothing. All you thought about was that you wanted it. That was it. After you thought about what you wanted, you stood in line, your mind gone after you did that. So you can eat 20, 25, 50 of without thinking because your mind ain't there. Y'all, look at him. Some of y'all finna go to the club tonight. You ain't gonna know that you drank 8 drinks. You just order them. Why? Because your mind ain't there. And so when it do come back in there, that's when the stop sign to come in. When your mind finally get back in, you drunk enough something, now you can't drink no more. About to throw up Earl, about to have a car accident, everything, because mind came back in to stop you. Otherwise, you're gonna kill. You smoke too much. Why are you smoking that much? Because your mind ain't there. Your mind is your body's stop sign. Okay? Your mind is your body's stop sign. So now you got these tendencies that you don't want nobody to know, don't nobody know about you. But now you don't understand why you're in the situation you're in. It's because you don't know your tendencies and you don't know how to control yourself. If I told you that your problem is self-control, that's a big thing. How do you control yourself? You got to learn how to control yourself. If I told you that you got doubt and trust issues, yeah, you will know that. But at the end of the day, how do I control that? That's a part of me. I thought that was me. No, that was a program you through what? Through 3 things. Okay. You got programmed through trauma, toxins, and your thoughts. Okay, these are the 3 things that are programming you, and these are also the 3 things that are interfering with your healing. Okay, so your thoughts, the toxins, and the trauma. Most of the time, what you'll see is everybody is fixing the trauma and the toxins, but ain't nobody fixing thoughts. So you'll see that it's always a gateway back into old habits, which is the old habit, which is the biggest old habit on here. Your habit ain't smoking cigarettes. Your habit is not porn. Your habit is not drinking, you guys. Your habit is not work. Your habit is not none of these things. I could give you anything and you would get addicted to it. So it's not the thing that's addicted. It's the addiction tendency. I could slide macaroni to you, and if you like it, you'll get addicted to macaroni. It don't matter what it is to a person who has an addictive behavior. You can give them anything. If they like it, and they have an addictive behavior, they will continue to delve into that thing as much as possible. So we ain't got to be harping on the actual tool they using. We harp on the root causing the usage of the tool. And the root causing the usage of the tool is controlling the addictive behavior. So now look, you can't do nothing with addictive behavior. So then what you got to do? You got to manage it by thinking about yourself and understanding yourself that way. So guess what I'll do? Anything that I like, I have to fast from it a few times, right? So if I like this, I'm gonna fast from it just to keep me balanced. If I like you as a female, I'm gonna fast from your ass just to keep it balanced because I know me and I'm managing my tendencies. So that's what we're doing. We're showing you these things so that you can start to manage yourself. And the first step in the managing is to know thyself. And when you know thyself, then you can start to manage you better. Your girlfriend can't manage you. She ain't no psychiatrist. She ain't no doctor. She ain't no pastor. That's what you need, brother. You know, when it got a wife, when you need those 3 things, she can't be that for you. So you got to be that for yourself or go find help. And then come back to the woman once you're over all the things. Woman, he ain't no doctor, he ain't your pastor, he ain't no therapist, he can't be that for you. You done been through so much trauma, done got with this man. That man don't know nothing about what the hell you got going on. Well, he need to be more emotional, this and that and the third. That man ain't no goddamn therapist. That's a human being just like you. That's somebody don't know nothing about your problems. You supposed to have been healed before you met him. Y'all expecting for your spouse to do more for you than what they can because they haven't learned how to do it for themselves. So once we start learning how to do this for ourselves, then that's when we're getting into the upper echelon. So again, now, like I told y'all yesterday, and I'm about to start it now, so keep tapping, you guys. I'm finna start right now, so you keep tapping, I'll keep talking, all right? Yesterday, I did a very simple thing that I'm going to do for y'all today, okay? Very simple thing that I'm going to do for y'all today. You got two sides of this board. Okay, so this is going to be the positive side, the negative side. The recipe that I deal in is polarity. That's why all my detoxes work, all of my sea moss gels work, all of my products are fire because I use this as the underground understanding of how to make herbs, biochemistry, and all of that energetics. Polarity is the recipe. Duality is what you work with. You got two things to work with. How do you work with them? In polarity. Okay, the opposites create the charge. All right. So positive and negative. Positive don't mean good, and negative don't mean bad. We're not talking about your rights and your wrongs and your goods and your bads. Okay. Also, positive is going to stand for masculine energy. Okay. This don't mean nothing bad just because it's masculine. It's also going to stand for facts. Okay, this is where the facts are at over here. It's going to stand for logic. Okay. It's going to stand for intellect. Okay. What else can we put over here? Also, this is going to stand for the left. The left side of the brain is going to operate the right side of the body. The right side of the brain is operating the left side of the body. Okay, you guys? So I want y'all to know that. Now, here we go. Here goes the left side. The left side is going to be feminine, feminine, the feminine. This is going to be faith. Okay? This is going to be intuition. This is going to be creativity. Okay? This is also what we call the most high. Okay? This is also what we call the most high state of consciousness. Right? This is what we're going to call the most low. All right? Let me try to get something that's right with. This is what we're going to call the most low. Don't mean bad, don't mean good. The most high don't mean you great, and the most low don't mean you bad. Now watch what I do. When you guys show me your diseases, I'm able to show you which side you're playing ball on, so you'll know what you need to do. Okay? So this one in chemistry would be called the acids. Guess that red gone. This one on this side would be called the acids, right? All this stuff is necessary. This one on this side is going to be called the alkaline. Okay. If you are not in balance, okay, if you're not in balance, acid or alkaline has a death end. Okay. So if you get too acidic, that can be a cause of death. And if you get too alkaline, obviously you can get a cause of death. Your blood is trying to stay at a very, very sensitive 7.35 to 7.45. So basically 7.4, right? It don't have a lot of wiggle room. You're looking at 1 degree difference wiggle room, right? So 7.35, 7.45. So when your blood gets 7.25, although it is considered alkaline, it's too acidic in your body, and it can kill you if it goes lower. Okay. And although your blood is 7.45, if it goes 7.55, even though that's alkaline still in your mind, it's too alkaline, and that can start to cause issues. Now, I like to look at this like pool water. If you get too acidic, acids corrode. So that means that there's a deterioration, there's a breakdown, there's a degeneration type of effect that comes from being too acidic. So now you start looking at your disease and you're saying, okay, is it in deterioration mode or is it in growth mode? Is it getting bigger or is it getting smaller? Some of you guys are getting tissue damage and wear and tear and all this type of stuff, and that's a corrosive, degenerative, deteriorative type of action that's going to be too acidic. Okay, and then you got some of y'all that's getting bigger. You're getting stuff growing bigger, tumors, and you're getting hernias, and you're getting all these types of things, which means that that's a growth thing going on over here, and that can mean you're doing something over here. Now, here's the thing that I told y'all yesterday. Okay, if you get too hot in your body, then that's going to cause what? mutation and deterioration of the mucous membranes. Okay, so that's going to cause for cell issues. So let's say you got sickle cell, let's say you got blood disorders, let's say you got all kind of cell mutations and cell or dysfunctions in your body. That's going to mean that you're over here, and so we already know what to do for you. And that's why I'm trying to show y'all this. I work in polarity. So it's very simple that once I show you where you fucked up at, this is all you got to do is add the opposite. You win the game. Let me keep going. So therefore, we're just going to show you very quickly when y'all give me y'all diseases, how easy it is to fix yourself. And the modern medicine knows this, but don't want you to know it because they want you to be codependent on their knowledge about where the human body goes instead of you going back to nature. Nature is what they're using to even create their own modern medicine. The fallibility of modern medicine is that they isolate the ingredient that they're looking for when you need to be whole foods. There are studies all across the world that say garlic is no good for medicine. Everybody, Dr. Sabi even said that garlic too acidic. There is no real reason why garlic should be used as medicine, but it is a food. That's what they told you, right? But did you not know that if you chew the garlic, see, a lot of you guys are processing. You want to eat processed juices and processed smoothies, but that ain't how you did it. You ate the fruits. You ate the vegetables. It's something in the name of chewing. There's something in the name of chewing that you just don't know nothing about. Okay, and you're bypassing chewing. Some of y'all right now finna go out and eat, and you two chews and you swallow. Put a whole bunch of undue pressure on the colon, talking about why you constipated, why you ain't boo-booing, why you boo-booing too much. Diarrhea is a form of constipation, just like constipation is a form of constipation. So when you got diarrhea, you're still dealing with constipation because diarrhea is a symptom of being constipated that your body is trying to force out food out of the colon tract. So yes, diarrhea is a form of constipation. So when you say you got diarrhea, girl, you constipated. And when you say you constipated, you constipated. So when you got the runs and when you stuffed up, you're dealing with the same thing. Okay? You're dealing with the same thing. And it's because of the breakdown of the food. Now, when you chew garlic, there's an alanine in there. Okay? There's an what they call it? Alanine or allicin? Okay, alanine or allicin, right? It'll turn to alanine from the tyrosine from your mouth. That's what make garlic the medicine. But who chewing garlic? See? So it's how you take some of these herbs and how you understand them. And therefore, that's why I've always been one of the best when it comes to using herbs, because I knew it was a different in cooking. Some herbs you got to sit there, let it boil overnight. Some herbs you got to let, some roots that I work with, there are some roots, especially a recipe for hydrangea root. There's a recipe for hydrangea root where you got to let hydrangea root sit for 5-6 hours before you even boil it up to boil it. Because that's what's going to bring out the, so just your little hydrangea root teaspoon, it'll work, but it's going to take a little while because you don't know how to cook these things. And so what we're trying to get you to understand is the recipe behind all of this information that makes you heal yourself. Okay? That makes you heal yourself. That's what we're trying to get you to understand. All right? So now, I think I got everything I need on here to start. I think I got everything that I need on here to start. If you guys got issues, you guys got diseases, you guys got concerns that you want to talk about, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll bring you up. Keep tapping you guys out. Keep talking. Okay. But you got to understand that this is the next step. The next step is the balancing act. The owner's manual for a funky measly $50 is going to be your balancing act. If you guys are interested in the owner's manual, please DM me and we'll get you the information that you need. Sickle cell. I already told you about sickle cell. Sickle cell is not something that is not so dramatic. Okay, sickle cell, you can cure sickle cell. Okay, you can cure sickle cell. Somebody please tell this person, Master Key, how long does it take for your red blood cells to renew themselves? Anybody know? Because sickle cell is red blood cells. How long does it take for red blood cells to rejuvenate in the body? Anybody, does it take for red blood cells to rejuvenate in the body? Anybody know? Severe migraines is not a disease. It's a symptom of something else going on in the body, Leah J. Okay? 4 months, okay? Not 72 hours, not 8 minutes, okay? It takes 4 months for your body to reproduce brand new red blood cells, okay? So now understand that sickle cell ain't nothing but a 4-month thing. I know y'all understand that. You just let the body already doing it, Master Key, but you won't let it because you can't chill for 4 months. If you chill for 4 months and stop promoting the sickle cell, then the brand new cells will come and they will overwhelm the sickle cells, and now you just defeated the situation. But you got to do it by polarity. So sickle cells mean that your body is too hot. So you'll see a lot of people with sickle cell, they get pain, inflammation is inflamed. That is going to be on this side of the fence, acids. All right. Also, let me put up here, if I can use this, it's going to be heat, right? Okay, so this is where your heat at, right? Over here is going to be where your wet is at. Okay, so for a sickle cell person over here, I'm going to tell you what side of your body actually be hurting too, Master Key 99. Watch this. You over here, the left side of the brain operates the right side of the body. When you're getting that sickle cell, you're hurting on the right side of your body. It's the right side of your body who got the most pain. Master Key, let me know. Is it the right side of your body with the most pain? I see you just gave the roses, so I already know what you're finna say, okay? I see you gave the roses right when I did that, so I already know what you're finna say. You see what I'm saying? But that's all I'm trying to show y'all is this ancient tool, man. I keep trying to tell y'all, I'm not trying to change our religion. I'm not trying to change our belief. But don't look at this as something about religion. You don't have to believe in this for this to work for you in the way that you think. This is just a health tool. It's a health resource. You go back to nature. Nature ain't giving a damn about all your man-made belief anyway. And it's still going to be there to love on you and help you. And that's what this is. This ain't, you can't come in here with humanism that can't be understood. Because when you come back to nature, you're the prodigal son, you're the prodigal daughter. You see, when you look at that story, daddy always had his arm open, waiting for the baby to come back home. We know you're going to come back home smelling like shit. We know you're going to come back home broke. We know you're going to come back home crying. We know you're going to come back home in despair. We know you're going to come back home with all that. And we still saying, come back home. See, that's why they said, come as you are. That's mama talking. That's God talking to you. So don't worry about trying to fix yourself for this. Don't worry about trying to believe in this for this. Don't worry about trying to really know this for this to help you. Don't worry about that. Come as you are, where you are right now, and let mama show you that she knew you way before you knew yourself. And she has the remedies, she has the herbs, the food, she has the direction, she has the correction that you need for yourself to get back into relationship with nature. And it's far better natural-based assessment than any blood test, any blood sample, any hair sample, any stool sample, urine sample, that little live culture on your little nasty bump down now. We don't need none of that. It's non-invasive, non-intrusive. We ain't gonna prick you, prod you, or poke you. You don't have to come to my office and fly to me. You don't have for me to fly to you. All you got to do is give me old funky ass birthday. If you know when you was born, mama is going to find you in her Rolodex and give us the 411 on you, baby, the blueprint, the owner's manual for each individual in the world. You can't use this on your mama them, your daddy them, your cousin them, or your children, but you can use it on yourself. Know thyself is the way to go, okay? Now watch this. Now you see how Master Key 9, I just left him alone because I already done got him with that. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no need me keep going on. I already got you with that. If I was right about where the pain at, can't you understand how I'd be right about what you need? I'm just showing y'all a little something. This ain't no tarot card. I'm not playing no game with y'all. This ain't no magic trick. This shit real. This is real. You understand me? This real stuff. If you want an owner's manual, man, you DM me, we'll get you. Somebody said something else up here a while ago that I do want to go back to. I think it was a heart condition. Okay? Lupus. All right, we'll do lupus as well. I got you. We'll do lupus. I thought I had another one up there. So lupus, a lot of people are dealing with lupus, okay? Lupus is affecting a lot of people. Autoimmune diseases is the number one thing that are killing us on the planet. Autoimmune diseases, they put together a lot of diseases under autoimmune, okay? Autoimmune diseases account for 200 million people a year catching it. 200 million people a year. Now, guess what? Cancer, high blood pressure, and diabetes all amount up to 200. Cancer, diabetes, and high blood pressure, all of that equals 200. Autoimmune by itself is topping everything. Why? Because of this grief and depression, this hurt, and this sadness and this loss that is in us. And you'll find a lot of people who have been hurt or who done hurt somebody is coming down with autoimmune diseases. A lot of people who are hurt or who have hurt somebody, dealing with grief and unforgiveness of their actions or somebody's actions against them, are getting autoimmune diseases. Now let's go to the board. Boom. Autoimmune disease, okay? First of all, you got to look at what the autoimmune disease is. An autoimmune disease is when your cells are not recognizing your other cells as the cells, okay? So that means that there is some kind of dysfunction in the particular thing. Now, again, I call this a mutation within your particular cells, right? Because how do your cells don't know your other cells? There's something went on. There's something went wrong. There's some kind of communication that had got wrong in there. Okay, so who dealing with that type of situation? Is it this brain or is it this side? Anybody know? Who dealing with it? I'm gonna let y'all figure this one out. The left side or the right side? Is it acids or is it alkaline? Is autoimmunity, is it dealing with heat or is it dealing with cooling, wetness, stagnation? Remember that if you're too hot, you get mutations in the DNA or in the cell membrane, right? And if it gets too cold, then you're dealing with stagnation, okay? You're dealing with stagnation and mucus in the system. When you get autoimmunity diseases, this is really talking about the cells. So we're down to the cell life. When you're down to the cell life, which one is it? Okay, everybody got it? Everybody got it? Everybody got it, right? I'm seeing a lot of people. So we're going to put autoimmunity, especially when you're dealing with the type of stuff going on, then we're going to put it over here on the acidic side. Okay, we're going to put it on the acidic side of the fence, which means that this is the left parasympathetic, which means that you should have more things happening to the right side of your body. Okay, there should be more issues going on when you have those pains or whatever's going on is going to be on the right side of the body. Now, some stuff can come out of this side depending on what type of autoimmunity issue. Then you got to pull from this side because then you'll start seeing. So you'll see that once we narrow down which side and we pinpoint, we know what to give you. And this, we don't do this in your owner's manual. This is just what I know how to do from all the information. The owner's manual was way better than this because it's got all of this already ready to go. I'm just showing you guys a little bit about what I know to show you that what I'm teaching you is real deal Holyfield, and you can't get it nowhere else but on my channel. You can go to my YouTube. You can DM me if you're looking for the owner's manual or more information. I'm utilizing all the information from the cosmology that we knew about to understanding biology, cosmology, biology, biochemistry, psychology, physiology, and physics, all of that rolled up into one with a little theology, because I'm the best preacher you ever seen too. All right, so I'm the best preacher you ever seen, the best doctor you ever seen, the best herbalist you ever seen, the best brother you ever had, and the best friend you understand? So we're going to try to be everything we need to be for you in service to you in order for you to understand what's really at our disposal. It's not what you think it is. You give up too much on life, okay? Now, there's a part to here that I want you guys to understand. When you're going through your things, right, there is a time where you can get from your suffering to your transformation. But you got to know how to, in that moment, surrender. I got to say this. This does not mean give up. Surrender means surrendering the whole thing that you think you know back to nature. Because when you guys are coming over here, you still are not surrendering. You're too attached. The very thing about natural-based interventions, the very thing about holistic practitioning is, are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to change your mind? Changing your mind will change your life. That's the very essence of coming to me. So if you ain't, y'all like to come over here and still be talking about your job. Fuck your job. Yo, you finna die. Talking about get you healthy enough to go back to work. That's the shit that's killing you. I don't give a damn about your job. All I care about is you. I don't give a damn about your marriage. All I care about is you when you come to me. Because if I can't help you, then you can't do those things. So I'm not trying to save you for your marriage. I'm trying to save you for you. You know what I mean? It's you need to love you. You talking about staying alive for the children, staying alive for the husband. I need to stay alive to pay these bills. I need to stay alive till I'm 35. I gotta stay alive till I retire. Gotta stay alive till the pension kick in. Boy, you might not stay alive. That ain't reason to stay alive. Them are not reasons to stay alive. Okay? You have to learn how to stay alive because you want to be here. Not for nothing that you need to do. Because the only thing that you need to do is live. That's the only requirement. It's for you to live in the way that God intended for you to live. And we don't know how to do that. And so when I come up here on the live and I'm able to tell you and show you which side of your body diseases is on, you think I'm a fluke. Give me somebody else on him. Give me somebody else. Again, I don't need no birthday, no birth time, no this. We don't need that stuff no more. You know, the spirit is here. Now, if you know it or not, if you know how to recognize it or not, that's the thing. But the spirit is here. It's who know how to tap into it. And just by happenstance, I happens to be a air sign that knows how to get into the air waves and know how to float with the frequency of what's going on around here. And so I can wake up a little earlier than most folk because I'm in the airwaves. I can hear the pulse. And it's saying, show the people what tapping in really means. I'm just ready to really live, being born with sickle cell, 30 years now, time to cure. Yeah, man, it's all that stuff is very simple to do. You just got to put your mind in a state of where you're ready to do it. That means that you have to create the environment, Master Key. The environment is going to be key to you. You can't work, and it's some stuff that you can't do in your life no more when you get this healing. Okay? You just got to be ready for that. I'm telling you that off the rip. You got to be ready for the life-changing thing that you got to do. Sickness is going to interrupt your life. If y'all ever get sick, sickness will interrupt your life. It'll cause you to have to stay home, lose pay, whatever it is. If you got sick right now, it'll interrupt your life. But guess what? Being healthy is going to interrupt the modern man's life. Because to be truly healthy, it means that you're going to create some changes within your paradigm, within this world. In order for you to do this, this comes with a life-altering, life-changing event, but also this life that's been changed, now it's going to try to provide an environment that is conducive to maintaining this life. Guess what? That means that this life going to change, like people's lives around it, going to change this environment. And so if you want somebody like that, then in order for you to get into that person's environment, you got to be having a more what I'm gonna call a more parallel environment, meaning that you got to be vibing with that person on that frequency. People are about to stop being in their most high self and going down here to hell today. I'm telling y'all that. Higher conscious people are about to say, fuck it, we're no longer going to hell today. And hell is not a place to go. It's a mindset. Okay. Now what's gonna happen is now everybody in hell gonna be dating themselves, and the higher consciousness, you got to create your own thing. But right now, obviously, if you rise up, you have nobody to couple with, so you seem alone, you seem isolated, you're breaking your friendships, you're breaking your all your bonds. Don't do that. Don't do that. This journey is not about you getting up here and standing up here by yourself. It's about you getting up here and then bringing others up. Otherwise, you're gonna be up there by yourself. Okay. Who else we got? Who else we got? Man, I done been answering that question so many times, bro. The person that keeps putting that tyrant truth, I done answered that so many times. You know what I'm saying? This little bullshit that y'all putting up here, I don't even know why they are even I don't even know why they even really is diagnosing y'all with this stuff. The diagnosis that's going on in modern medicine is a crime against mankind. The diagnosing agenda, the way that they're diagnosing you guys is a crime against mankind. Okay. So Tyrant Truth is up here talking about hydradenitis. Okay. I done talked about this several times. All your ass got is acne, and it's because you're too emotional. Tyrant Truth. When you get too emotional, you are flaming up, and it's acne. Okay. It's acne. That's what it is. It's a chronic skin condition that's got lumps and abscesses and all that on there, right? But it's all because of your waters. See the hydra? The waters, hydra. That's because they put an I there. Don't scare me. Hydra means that your waters is imbalanced. And when you get your waters imbalanced, like I told y'all, cancers is the water dealing with the skin. If you go to some other medical astrologist, they ain't going to say that cancer is about the skin. They'll say cancer is something else. That's why I don't follow medical astrologists, because they ain't got it all the way right either. You got to get this from God. Everybody's stuff is a little different. But mine say cancer deals with body fat and deals with skin issues. Cancer is a water sign, a water element, which already lets me know that when you get your emotions out of control, out of balance, aka your hormones, aka your lymphatic system, then you are going to do what? Break out with acne inversa, which is that's what hydradenitis is. Okay, acne inversa. All right. So we got several things that we can do with that, but that's an inside thing. Okay. Now, if you got outside issues, you can go with calendula. But if you got inside issues, then you need to do a detox. Okay. You need to do a detox. You go on my website, get the detox and start there. 21 day. High blood pressure and low kidney level, fungus and lung, reoccurring yeast infection. Reoccurring yeast infection automatically let me know that you got too much sugar going on. All right. So if you're a sugar freak, you need to stop that. Because if you're a sugar freak, we can't get rid of the yeast nor the fungus. So now if you're telling me that you got fungus in your lung and yeast and yeast infections, then that means you eat too much sugar, Nikki. Come on now. You can't be over there eating all that goddamn bread and all them goddamn tater chips and cookies and shit. Getting on here talking about how can I help you? You're going too far. And the one big thing about sugar is the self-control. That's where that comes in there. Everybody who got high blood sugar, even though you say high blood pressure, you about to have high blood sugar from what you're dealing with. I can tell. You got too much sweet, too much sugar. So funguses and yeast are living in you. And the fungus is just like cancer. You got to starve it. Starve it of what? The glucose, the sugar. So you got a high carb diet. You got a high sugar diet that you got to let go even before we able to even do anything for you. And you don't need shit done. If you let that go away. All right. If you let that go away. Obviously, high blood pressure, you over here, right? Because when the pressure goes up, the volume goes up, the energy goes up, then the heat goes up. Right. So if I got high blood pressure, that means I got a high blood volume. That means I got high blood. That means I got high heat energy. And when the energy go up, then you got heat going up. So that's automatically over here. Right. So then if that's over here, then we know that over here is the left side that operates the right side. So if you're having any pains with high blood pressure, it's going to be on the right side. Okay. It's going to be on the right side of your neck, right side of your eye, your ear, whatever it is. It could be on the right side. That don't mean everybody though. Okay. But for this particular person right here, this is what I want you to know, that it's from this side. So what you need to do then is this. It's telling you if this is the problem here, then what we need to do is right over here. It's showing you. But when you guys got 15 different things, the bottom line is you need to detox first so that we can knock out half of that shit you got going on. Okay, we'll knock out half of it. I just talked about Crohn's disease with lupus. Okay, we talked about Crohn's disease with lupus, grief and depression, Sarah Jane. Grief and depression, you're holding on to hurt. Okay, if you look right before you got diagnosed with Crohn's disease, Sarah Jane, you either hurt somebody or somebody hurt you. You ain't let that go yet. And that's what brought on the Crohn's disease, okay? Anybody else? Asthma. Asthma is going to be, again, even though you're dealing with mucus, right? Asthma is an acidic condition. It's an acidic condition that's creating that mucus response. So that's still over here. But one thing that you need to understand is when you're dealing with asthma, y'all got to watch your dairy intake. You can't have no dairy when dealing with asthma because you can't have anything that's creating too much mucus. So you really have to watch out for acid forming foods. Acid forming foods is the same thing as mucus forming foods, right? So if you don't want acid forming food, that means that you need alkaline food for asthma. Okay, but asthma is also a thing about if you had it from birth. That's also going to be a thing about grief and depression as well. Okay, grief and depression as well with the asthma. Inflammation, we already talked about that. What about MS? All of that is grief and depression. #J. Okay, any kind of heart conditions, bradycardia, arrhythmia, all of those things are going to be over here if you're having those issues. Okay, that's the heat. Okay, that's that heat part. So we know that the top two diseases in the world are going to be centered around these two things. I'm gonna put the top three diseases. The top three diseases in the world are centered around these three things: the heart, the brain, and the lungs. Okay, this is in the world. This is in the world. This is not just talking about America or South Africa. In the world, the top three diseases are centered around heart disease, stroke, which is your brain, okay? And then your lungs come in number 3. And these are what are called communicable diseases, but then you have some non-communicable diseases. So you got, so these are your non-communicable diseases. I'm sorry, then you got some that are communicable that come out of the lungs, like, COVID and all types of stuff. Communicable disease, that means that things that can spread. Non-communicable are things that cannot spread, right? That you just get over time. But guess what? Out of the heart, the brain, and the lungs, guess what? All of these are chronic diseases. These are not the top ones because of acute infections. These are the top just over time. What the hell? Now look at this a little further, and you look down here a little further, and then let's pull out what the heart means. So the heart right here represents what? Grief and depression. Somebody. Grief and depression. Okay? The brain. Okay, we know the brain we'll say the brain has 2 of them up there because you got the pineal and the pituitary, both are part of the brain. But we'll say attachment issues. I can't put that there, but attachment issues, okay, and delusion and loneliness. So attachments and then loneliness from the brain. Attachment and loneliness causes the brain issues, okay? Grief and depression is causing the heart issues. Now the lungs. Which one is the lungs? The lungs goes with the heart. So you got the heart going with the lungs, and you got the brain having 2. The lungs is also grief and depression. Okay? Sadness and loss. So you'll see that the top things that are killing us is grief and depression, loneliness and delusion, attachment issues. Okay? And that's it. Grief and depression. Hurt. Grief and depression is hurt. Someone hurting you or someone hurting yourself. That's the number one cause behind these diseases is these root causes in the spirit, the emotions. All right. Grief and depression, hurt, is the number one cause for death. Grief and depression, hurt, is the number one cause for death. I'm using that thing, but I'm showing you what this is really saying. Okay. The brain. All right. So now we know that this is attaching yourself to some social paradigms that may not be realistic. And then loneliness can get you up out of here. The number 2 reason you'll leave here. What are we going to do? Huh? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. What you got? Keep them coming. What you got? High cholesterol. High cholesterol is not a problem, okay? It's not a problem unless you make it one. Chew you some garlic. Cholesterol will be taken care of, right? Just chew you some garlic and cholesterol will be taken care of. If you got high cholesterol, then it's going to bring it down. If you got low cholesterol, it'll bring it up. Chew you some garlic, okay? Chew garlic for cholesterol. But cholesterol is just the indicator of you being too acidic. When you get too acidic like that, then you're creating a lot of debris in the bloodstream, which is going to call out the road repair crew. The road repair crew is going to be LDL and HDL. You got a person who put a little plaster over the breakage in the vessels. We call it the lay speed bumps. And then you got somebody else that's the street sweeper. So now if you got somebody that's the street sweeper and somebody that's putting speed bumps down, you can't make the speed bumps too big. So when the LDL gets to be too high, that means that that thin fat done got too thick. That means your speed bumps done got too big in your blood vessel. Well, if a speed bump stick out this far in your blood vessel, it's going to cause traffic jams. And then on top of that, you got the street sweeper too. You're making it very narrow for traffic to get through. But you doing that, not your body. So you're too acidic, causing the cholesterol to come out. You keep your acidity down, you keep the cholesterol down. Darkness under the eyes, people say liver, people say kidneys, is all about, do you think you got those problems, right? Because it could also be just some skin discoloration. Can I get a clear shot of the board behind you so I can screenshot? Yes, you can definitely do it. Let me get out your way. Okay. This is the owner's manual, okay? For a funky, measly $50, you guys, we can get you your owner's manual. All we require is your birthday. That's it. We can get you back into balance. This is the best natural-based assessment on the planet. And all we doing is $50. That's it. You'll have a lifetime access to me. You'll be able to call me from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wherever you are on the planet, you can call me via WhatsApp, and we can walk you through these things, okay? We have certain herbs for South Africans, and then we got the herbs for the Americans as well. So depending on where you at, you're going to get different blends, but it's all about your birthday. That's it. The oldest language on the planet is numerology, and we've been able to put all of this into one tool for our health. Okay, one tool for our health. You can't get no better than that. Brother, someone mentioned a biomedical technology that analyzes your makeup, so feed the right foods. Brother, someone mentioned a biomedical technology that analyzes. Yeah, but why would you want to go through that? Why would you want to go through that? See, that's what I'm trying to say. Yes, Dawood, we got you. Just DM me, okay? They ain't gonna show that on here, but we got you. Just DM me, okay? Just DM me. No, we don't need no birth name. No birth name. We don't need no birth time. We don't need no birth location. We just need the birth date. Okay? We don't need the birth time, the birth. So you got to think about in the ancient times. In the ancient times, there were really no definitive locations, right? So we didn't really have boundaries. We didn't have, crossing over state lines and all that type of stuff back then. In the earlier times, right? So we weren't really going off location like that. We weren't really going off the time of the day. We knew the time of the day, but not by the hour. Okay, we didn't have a definitive understanding of by the hour back then, but we knew the time of the day. This looked like daytime. I can't tell you what time it is, but it's daytime. I can't tell you what time it is, nigga, but it's nighttime. So we knew the differentiation between time like that. That was it. Okay. And so then after that, then it was the day. Well, we didn't know the day like you know the calendar. Okay, but we marked the day that children were born, whether we put it on a wood, or whether we put it on a rock, or whether we put it in our sock, or whether we put it on our, it didn't matter what we put it at. We recorded when the baby was born, the day that baby was born. Maybe it was 50 mules outside instead of 2, or maybe it was 3 dogs out that way instead of 4 monkeys. Regardless, whatever it was, we notated the day that baby was born. Otherwise, you wouldn't know nothing about the Jesus story. Why the Jesus story? Is because that birth date. That birth date is everything about that story that you need to understand. Because without the birth date, you wouldn't know the Jesus date. You wouldn't know the Messiah. You wouldn't have Christmas. You wouldn't know anything about the holidays, because that date is a definitive time in your life to where you'll understand that that's Christmas, that's winter, that's the Savior, that's the Messiah. So my point to you is that everything surrounded when babies were born. The birth date was the date. The birth date is the information. Okay? That was the thing. Thank you. This has been eye-opening. Appreciate you, Charles Dawson. Okay? High blood pressure. High blood pressure is a instability in life issue. Okay? High blood pressure is down here. It is the root. It's in the center. So we know that when you've been in the center, okay? When you're here in the center, this is where high blood pressure comes from, the root. The root, right? High blood pressure is simply a statement that you're dealing with some type of instability in your life, whether it's instability financially, socially, family-wise, whatever it is, there's some instability that's causing that pressure. And that pressure is making you do what? You stressing. Most of us, especially in the Black community, our high blood pressure is coming from worry, which is the future. Very seldom are we doing high blood pressure because of a depressive state. Most of our depression is coming, our blood pressure is coming from anxiety, worrying about tomorrow, worrying about the next 5 minutes, the next day, this, that, and the third, keep you. And when you're worrying like that, that means that you fact-based, but you ain't faith-based. Most people that's going to church got high blood pressure. Automatically let you know where your faith is really at. Girl, you ain't got no faith in nothing with that high blood pressure. You worried about every goddamn thing. Talking about you believe in God. God would take away the word. And that's why I'm trying to get you back to nature. And that's why I'm trying to get you to see how much nature knows you. God knows you, so that you'll see that you don't have to worry no more. You don't have to be afraid no more. You don't have to have this doubt no more. You don't have to have this loneliness no more when you know that God knows you. I can't say it no other way. I keep saying nature because I'm trying to get my conscious community to come on in here too. But I really do want my Christians, because my mama them is out there, and y'all need to bring your ass on in here. This stuff is for you too. This ain't no devil. This is life. Whatever you've been doing has not been working for your blood pressure, because your morals and your love for life, for yourself, needs to be reinstituted. And whatever you learning ain't reinstituting that love for life. You will leave the church and go right down there to old country buffet. You'll go right down there to the, I call it old country buffet. That's what we used to have. I go right down there to the Golden Corral. You'll go right down there to Ryan's. You'll go right down there to the club, right down there to the bar. You'll go right down, and it ain't nothing wrong with it. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is, don't run back when you need some help. Because again, your consciousness will be tried by fire. So understand that there's going to be a trial that come up in your life that's going to test out your God against the God. And what kind of God that you serving can't cure cancer? What kind of God you serving can't cure high blood pressure and diabetes and autoimmune diseases? What kind of God y'all serving that can't get y'all back? Y'all been in that church 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, 80 years. I've been in church all my life. And he won't do you this favor. You know why? Because he done so many favors that the behavior hasn't changed. The favor isn't changing the behavior. That's the favor. The favor is, if you change your behavior, we're going to bless you. But if you don't, then guess what? There's a series of events that come out of your actions, whether good or bad. We're trying to get you to get back over into understanding this so that you don't keep going to a destined end and acting like you didn't know. There's a series of events that get you to a destined end. Your actions are going to get you to that end that you're in. Your actions got you to dialysis. Your actions got you to the cancer. Your actions got you that high blood pressure, that diabetes. So therefore, it's only in our actions that's going to alleviate it. Stop spending your money. Stop wasting your money. Them folk ain't talking about shit. Them folk trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. They're going to take you off the medications and put you on them and just going to hoard the information and just keep on changing. Well, that didn't work. Let me give you these herbs. Them herbs didn't work. But shit, put the herb in here there, try that. That didn't work. Well, maybe you need to get kit number 4. Oh, kit number 4 didn't work. Well, shit, try kit 5. Oh, kit 5 didn't work. Well, once you get kit 4, kit 5, and then buy kit 7 and put them together and see if it worked then. Come on, man. Don't, hey, look, nigga, this is my body, bro. Don't work on me like that, cuz learn this yourself. Y'all are dealing with the young people of the world claiming to know health and herbs. Y'all didn't know that? These folk young, man. They don't know you. So know thyself. These doctors are young. These doctors are foreign. They don't know you. They don't even know themselves. The same doctor you going in there talking about helping you, he got a goddamn alcohol problem. That motherfucker smoking a pack of Newports every day. Yeah, I went to jail last night for running somebody out the road drunk driving. So we got problems. So don't ask for somebody with a problem to help a person with a problem. Just go to God. Go to nature, the honest man. That's it. This is your next step. Anybody with a disease that really want me to kind of get you where you need to go real quick, go ahead. Go ahead, you guys. Anybody with a disease that need for me to get you right there real quick, keep tapping, I'll keep talking. You keep tapping, I'll keep talking. My 10-year-old daughter has ADHD. Okay, so if that's the case, all you got to do is clean her gut out. She needs to get a good colon cleanse. Okay, a good colon cleanse. You need to clean her gut out. Okay, and then when you clean her gut out, you can start her on some lion's mane. Then you're going to mix that lion's mane with some flaxseed powder. Okay, so it's going to be lion's mane powder, flaxseed powder. And then for her, because it is a daughter, I want you to put in some chlorella. Okay, some chlorella powder. That's going to help her with the iron or blood as she get older. Blurred vision. That means you got a blurred vision. You already know what that means, Maurice. Blurred vision, don't you? Your perspective on life is blurry, bro. You can't see clear where you're going in life. Okay? That's what that means. All right? Now, what we can do for you, you just going to get you some little eye bright. That'll take care of that. Okay, little eye bright. That'll take care of that. Anybody else? Hold on, y'all. They got me playing TikTok games on here. They got me playing TikTok games. Insomnia is not a disease, okay? Insomnia is not a disease, but it is a symptom. And basically what this is, and this is very important. Some people who can't sleep, I take very, very important, because as a female, if you can't sleep, then I can't fix your hormones, okay? For a woman, if you cannot sleep, I cannot fix your hormones. And stop going to people. Stop going to people who say that they can fix and balance your hormones and never ask you about your sleep. If you go to an herbalist that say that they can fix your hormones and never ask you about your sleep, they don't know what they're talking about. The same way, if you go to somebody with vitamin D issues and they don't ask you about your sleep, they don't know that. They say they ain't getting no sunlight. It's sleep. It's sleep. Sun makes you sleep better. So they both work hand in hand. But most of the time when you're vitamin D deficient is because you're not sleeping. Now, I bet you this insomnia, you probably got vitamin D deficiency and everything else too, because of insomnia. Okay? So what we got to do is get you to sleeping. So what we got to do is get you breathing better. Okay? If we can get you breathing better, we can put you to sleep, candy bar. All you got to do is DM me for your owner's manual, and we'll get you everything that you need. Okay? How to repair our immune system, endocrine system, and nervous system. How do you repair it? Is the same thing that I've been teaching you, BK 5507. I don't know if you listening well. I don't know if you can hear me well. Okay? But you've been asking me the same questions. I've been teaching y'all the same shit over and over and over and over again. Find love in life. Find love of life, not in life, but the love of life. How do I repair my immune system, endocrine system, and nervous system? It's simply finding that timeless moment in your life and then start to make room for that timeless moment all the time. First, I got to get you to find it. Okay? But then once you find it, then it's about creating that moment as often as you possibly can throughout your paradigm. When I put you in a situation to where you're no longer worried about anything around you, if you got kids, family, whatever it is, bills, whatever, I don't want you to worry about nothing when you're trying to heal yourself. When you're trying to get rich, don't worry about nobody else but you. When you're trying to get healthy, don't worry about nobody else but you. When you're trying to get your family, don't worry about nobody else but you. Damn, y'all. Come on. Let's focus on you. You are the problem. So we got to focus on you. So how do you fix it is when you stop worrying about that other shit and get into moments where you're doing, there's moments of the day where you ain't did nothing but just be in the moment, in the presence. And say, thank you for this life. Thank you for the air. Thank you for the water. Thank you for the sun. Thank you for this. When you start getting into a more thankful mode, because you keep your head looking up, you're always in desire. But when you get your head looking down, you start seeing that some folks ain't as privileged as you. And then you'll start changing how you think about life. And that change of thought. See, sometimes we keep our head so much in the cloud that we're always desiring. We're always in jealousy. We're always in want. We're always in need because we're always looking at the world. But when you look down sometimes and you start seeing folk that ain't got as much as you got. Some folk it ain't got legs while you walking. Some folks ain't got legs while you walking. And then you start changing your perspective about it. And this is the polarity recipe, that you don't think like your situation. When you find your body in a situation, which you will find because this is nature, and that's just a natural selection of things. When you find your body in a locale, the polarity of it is that you cannot match that with the mind. Okay? That's the polarity of it. You cannot match that mindset with the location. So if I'm broke, I can't have a broke mindset. If I'm sick, I can't have a sick mindset. If I'm single, I can't have a single mindset. And you'll find that single folk getting around couples and getting around people who want to be in couples end up being couple. And you'll find poor folks that get around people who got time and who get around people that know how to spend their time and be able to do things with their time. You'll see that down. Once this person gets a more responsible with their time and start putting the focus and the time into being rich, this motherfucker go from poor to rich, change their life because their mind wasn't never there. They just their body. I was in prison a few times. But the times I was in prison, my mind wasn't there, but my body was damn sure locked up. But my mind was free. It was outside, which led me to being able to be free again. Okay? But a lot of our brothers and sisters will go in there and close themselves out and be like, shit, man, I ain't thinking about shit. I gotta be in, honey. I ain't finna let the time do me. I'm gonna do the time. And so then you start gambling with them cats. You start to work, you start to get into all that fuckery that they get into in prison because you just trying to do your time in there. See, now your mind is in. You ain't gonna never get out, pimp. Next thing you know, somebody gonna bust you upside the head. Now you gotta butt somebody else upside the head. Then they're gonna add 5 years to your shit because you done killed somebody in prison. I see it every day and all the time when I was in there, them young cats. Cause they mind in there. My body was in there, but my mind got damn free. But I gotta get the hell up out this bitch. My mind can't be in here. My mind couldn't be in prison. But some folk feel like that's what it is, and that's what keeps them bound down. So that's what we're trying to do in a nutshell, you guys. So BK5507, I hope that I helped you then, but it ain't a hard thing. Once I get you to do this one thing, everything else will come to play because it's in this oxytocin, this serotonin, this melatonin, this dopamine, right? Because when I get you to fall back in love with life, that's going to provide you this oxytocin, this dopamine, this serotonin, and this melatonin where you can sleep in peace, you can sleep in sovereignty, you can meditate and create all of this utopia and all of this euphoria in you. And all of this stuff is real chemicals that we're going to be using, not fake shit. We're going to be using real stuff to get you back in balance with nature. Easy. Diabetes AG30 is going to be self-control, okay? Diabetes is self-control issues, okay? So diabetes is self-control. So you're 2 up from the root, right? Self-control issues. Thanks for trying who. Now you eat what you wanted. Cause you see all these people, ain't nobody gonna be just studying you. Know who are you? You got all these people in here. I'm passing a whole bunch of people. How do you help change your mindset? I help it by knowing you. Once you know yourself, it ain't about changing it more than about managing it, right? So when you start being able to manage how you think, that's the key. It's not about stopping stuff and starting stuff. It's about managing. Memory problems is going to be a part of that sleep and creativity, right? That's that feminine energy, right? So if you got juice now, if you got memory problems, then you're starting to get into some of this feminine energy over here is starting to dissipate because that memory and that dreams and imagination and creativity, that's all on this side. Okay. So if that's the case, then that means that we need to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to stimulate you. Going to have to stimulate you. Swollen feet and legs. Okay. Swollen feet and legs is going to be here. Okay. That's on this side, the negative, the water, right? So the opposite of the water is the heat. So start doing things that's going to provide your body with heat. Okay. And like I told y'all before, these are the things that provide your body with heat. Give me 1 second. Let me show y'all. All right. These are the things that provide your body with heat. Exercise and laughter, meditation and prayer, deep breathing techniques, singing, dancing. Okay. Social bonding, touching, intimacy, making love, foreplay. All of this provides your body with heat. Okay. So when you got a body full of heat, then you ain't got a body full of mucus. Right. But you can't get too much heat. But just like you don't want too much mucus. So automatically when you're getting swollen feet and ankles, automatically saying that you got too much water, which means you're too emotional. Okay. Too much water, too emotional. So you're building up lymphatic fluid in your feet. Right. So now what we got to do is combat that with here over here, providing the body with a little heat. Spicy foods ain't going to be bad for you. Eat a little bit more spicy foods. Okay. Watch your kidneys, because if your feet are swollen, that means your kidneys are not filtering out some of that fluid. So now we need to go to the doctor and look at our GFR, look at our what they call the glomerulus filtration rate, and look at that and see if that's any effect on my kidneys. Okay. And if so, then we need to watch out for our blood pressure and our blood sugar. If you got high blood pressure, high blood sugar, let's balance that out first. Once we balance that out, then we're going to do a kidney cleanse. Then after we do the kidney cleanse, the swelling and everything should go down. You should have no more problems. That's how you fix the swollen feet and ankles. Okay. Because swollen feet and ankles going to come with some high blood pressure, some high blood sugar or something. So we got to fix them first. Then we clean the kidneys and you're good. All right. Thank you, DJ, doctor, whoever doing all that sharing. We appreciate you. New to this channel, stay tuned, bro. We come on every day between the times of 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Sunday is always the best day because I am the minister of wellness, okay? So we know Sundays, I'm going to be busting church folk upside the head. But I'm going to give you a better message than your pastor give you in the way that they going to give it to you. But it's going to be a different way that you're going to receive it, okay? So that's what we do on Sundays, man. Sundays are always the best days. But I come on every day, every day. All right? Anybody else thus far? Keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. If you keep tapping, I will keep talking. Heal the lupus. Yes, we can heal lupus easy. Easy. Lupus is easy. I will most definitely be getting the manual. DM me if you guys want the manual. That's fine. Thank you, Grand Rising Esperanza. Good to see you. Hey, look, Master Key, don't be giving me all of those crazy shit. They tell me what they're doing to you, boy. I don't know nothing about none of that bullshit, though. Low kidney level. Okay, so if you got low kidney levels, it's just what I just told them, right? If you got high blood pressure or diabetes, let's deal with that first. After we deal with that, we'll do a kidney cleanse and we can boost you up 5 to 10 points. B Queen, how? I don't know what your how mean, but if you want the owner's manual, DM me and we'll get you the owner's manual. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else don't know the next steps? Okay. Anybody else that don't know the next step is like something that's when your bones are getting eaten up. So degenerative, like it's a degenerative bone thing. Well, that's all we need to know. Degeneration is what? Degeneration is the acids. Okay. Degeneration is the acids. So what we need to do is go on over here and get you some of that good old alkaline stuff, right? So we're going to bring in some alkaline herbs. We're going to bring in alkaline foods. We're going to bring in alkaline fruits and vegetables. Also, we're going to bring in the mindset behind all this type of stuff that we're going to be needing, and you're going to start to see that regenerative process happen. Let me show you how long it takes for bone. Now, bone take a little bit longer than everything else, but the cells is what we're after, right? So we're just looking at the environment that's created for that bone, for that cell, right? And then all we're going to do is change the environment. Good vibes is one thing, but then we got to have good food with good vibes, good herbs with good vibes, okay? And then once we're able to do that, we can start to do this regenerative process instead of degeneration. The first thing we got to do is take away what is degenerative, what is degenerating the bone. That's going to be the acids. Once we change the balance, remember that the three things, the environment was temperature, the pH balance, and oxygen. So we already know the temperature. I'm showing y'all this right now. So it's too hot. So we're going to go cool the body down a little bit, right? That's my temperature. I'm going to cool the body down a little bit. The pH balance is how am I going to cool the body down to get this balance back? We're going to add a little bit more hydrating fruits and vegetables. That's the wet. How I cool it down is hydrating fruits and vegetables. That's the wet. If I add wet into a hot temperature body, I'll cool it down. Don't add cold. You add wet to hot to cool. You don't add cold to a hot body, you add wet, and the wetness will cool the temperature down to get it to the cooling. You really just a heater. You ain't got no air conditioner. So ain't no need in trying to air condition. You just got to maintain the 98.6 to 98.5. You a heater, not an air conditioner. So you're going to put coal in no goddamn heater. You put a little water in there and let it cool the heat down itself naturally. So we're going to slowly start to cool the body down through hydrating fruits and vegetables. Listen to what I'm telling you. This is the polarity that we're putting in based on the condition that you got. Your condition is saying, hey, I'm over here. Okay, my remedy is going to be from over here. Autism, gut, juice now, same thing as the gut. Any type of brain, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, start at the gut. ADHD, start at the gut. Yes, that's why when you sweat, water quenches. Yes. Chinawa, irregular heart rhythm. I don't know what Chinawa. That's a Chinawa. Irregular heart rhythm is not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, it's not necessarily a bad thing unless it's skipping beats and doing all that type of stuff, and it's causing you some kind of a hyperventilation or something like that. But at the end of the day, all we got to do is slow down. We slow down these things, right? When you're living sympathetic, that irregular heartbeat will be an issue. Slow the music down in your life. Slow the music down in your life and let that irregularity start to catch beat again. Slow the song down. Slow down the life. Okay? Having an irregular heartbeat, it's just like having an album skipping and you don't never change it. You got to stop it, start it, push it back a little bit, and then let it go. So we're going to bring you to a more calmness state to see if this heartbeat can get its regular beat back again. And the regular beat of a heart is a slow beat. It ain't supposed to be all fast. Okay? Menopause is a hormonal imbalance, okay? Menopause is a hormonal imbalance. Y'all are not supposed to be dealing with menopause, all right? But we do have herbs for that. If you want herbs for that, we can help you out. But that is a hormonal imbalance, which means the hormones is going to be a part of the what? The endocrine system, right? It'll be a part of the endocrine system. So right here, guilt and unforgiveness. Guilt and unforgiveness. Guilt and unforgiveness can be a hormonal issue, okay? And the other one is going to be loneliness and delusion, okay? Some of you guys are loneliness and delusion, which is causing y'all menopause as well. So guilt and unforgiveness, delusion, and loneliness, you want to check those out. Anemia, I mean, everybody know about anemia, man. Just get you some chlorella. Keep the chlorella. Look, you ladies out there dealing with low iron, y'all know y'all losing iron when you bleed. So if you know you're losing iron, your ass don't produce it. So you always got to be super conscious about keeping your iron levels up. So you got to keep you some chlorella. You need to keep you some blackstrap molasses if you don't want to do chlorella. If you don't want to do blackstrap molasses, then you need to have a gang of green apples. Okay, green apples, blackstrap molasses, or chlorella can help you maintain your iron level. On top of that, though, you got to watch out what you're doing to rob yourself of iron. If you go Google right now what robs the body of iron, 99% of the women are getting iron because iron coming into your meat, iron is in your fruits, and iron is in your vegetables. So all y'all eating iron. You can't keep it because you also doing something that's robbing you of iron. So you know a lot of y'all women are drinking coffee. Coffee robs you of iron. Y'all are drinking teas. Teas rob you of iron, depending on what kind of tea it is. You drinking you eating the wrong food combination. You can be just now ate some meat and got your iron, and then ate something else behind it and took it away. What robs the body of iron? Google that and stay away from those things and watch your iron stay up. Okay. They say my iron too high. Well, you know, you're not a, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, Master Key. I was going to say, I thought you was a man. What about addictions? We talked about that earlier. You're a little too late. What's the return time on the manual? The manuals normally take 24 hours. Okay. That's a normally takes. That means that when I ain't got shit to do, you get yours the next day. Okay. But when I'm facilitating the world, it may take 2 or 3 days. Okay. But it's always going to be between 24 hours to 72. Normally, you're going to get it between that. If it's any problem with why you didn't get it, is because y'all are not reading your email. A lot of people don't got their stuff because they don't go back to the emails to read them. They pay me and then just think something's supposed to pop up. No, I'm corresponding with you. You pay me, I got something to say. Okay, then you go back to your email, see what I had something else to say, and then you follow suit and let's correspond and let's walk our way to this thing. Okay, I ain't scared to talk to y'all. I ain't scared of y'all. I got something to say to y'all. I want to talk to your motherfucking ass. Don't be scared of me. Y'all be scared. I just want to order and just send it. I don't want to, he seems, I get on your ass. So you can go ahead and call dad. You all right? Neurosarcoidosis. Oh, man, we done dealt with that so many times. Do the detox, my brother. If you got all that going on, do the 21-day detox on the website. Okay? Anybody else, you guys? All right? $50 manual, and what's the 500 for? That's for South Africa. Okay? South Africa, it costs 500 Rand. Okay? So if you are in South Africa, it costs 500 Rand. If you are in anywhere else, it is $50 American money. Okay? USD. $50 USD, 500 Rand. Okay? Nervous system disorders, man. Juice now, get your owners, man. Can COPD be healed? Yes, COPD is the third. Remember, I just showed y'all it was the heart, the brain, and the lungs. So that lungs is COPD. Okay, it's COPD. But all you got to do is understand what that is. Obstructive pulmonary, right? Obstructive chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, right? So we're talking about the pulmonary artery that is actually where your oxygen goes in, right? So your veins come up here. Well, this is my side. The vein come up here, so clean blood from the liver. Then you got to put oxygen in it at the pulmonary, and then it goes to the right ventricle of the heart, and then it gets dispersed, or the left ventricle of the heart, then it gets dispersed into the body, right? Something like that. That's how it goes. I'm just giving y'all the little quickness of it, but it goes through like that. So right here is where the oxygen coming in at the pulmonary artery. If you got an obstruction there, then that means that you're not getting enough oxygen, not only in the body, you're not getting enough oxygen in the blood. That is not a good thing. Okay? That is not a good thing. And what I'm trying to tell you that when you're looking at the system of the body, then you must understand what that obstruction is there for. It's a rooted situation. Well, what's the heart? Okay. What's the heart? 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the heart? Grief and depression. Grief and depression. Hurt somebody or somebody hurt you. It hadn't went away. COPD. Oh, I finna say, Juice, now, like, God damn, boy, you finna croak over there, Juice, now, shit, boy, you got so much going on, boy, like, damn, Juice, now, hey, look, you need to hurry up, come to see me, pimp. Hey, is rebounding good for the body? Yes, it's good for your lymphatic system, butterfly. RM28, especially for older people, because you don't really want to put a lot of undue pressure on the kneecaps and the joints, the bones. And so that is a very good thing to do for lymphatic, to kind of shake the body up lymphatically. Or you can do jumping jacks. Okay, jumping jacks. If you don't need a rebounder, you can do jumping jacks. But if you do decide to do rebounding, it will be very beneficial for your lymphatic system. Thyroid issues and is doubt and trust. Okay, you got some doubt and trust issues. Is going to cause you to have thyroid issues. All right, if your voice is not being heard, if you feel like you've been suppressed, people are not listening to you, it will cause some issues with the thyroid and with your weight issues as well. So you want to make sure you get that taken care of. There are plenty of herbs for the thyroid. Depends on which one you got. Hyper or hypo are going to have two different types of herbs. But if you get your owner's manual, we'll get you the herbs that you need. Can you help me with COPD? I can help you with anything. I need to order, sir. Send info, please. I'll pay right now. I appreciate you crack the code, but all you got to do is DM me. We ain't in no hurry for that. All right. So is it possible to turn the cells from sickle cell to super cells? Your red blood cells repair themselves every 4 months, okay, every 120 days. So if you can fast for 120 days, you'll start to see instant success. Anyway, okay, how to fix hepatitis? Hepatitis ain't nothing but a little liver thing, man, little disease thing. Do a detox, and we can get you done with that. But you can do a liver cleanse as well, and that'll be helpful. Or you can do the detox on the website. Eczema is mucus. Okay, you got mucus in the body. Okay, mucus in the body, it'll come out through the skin. Again, emotion. The skin is emotions. The skin is emotions, you guys. Severe nervous damage, can't walk. Oh yeah, that you who I want, star 66. So DM me. You who I want. DM me and get your owner's man. I took the COVID vaccine 3 years ago and lost my sense of smell. Need help with that? Nah, you need to do a detox. You don't need help with no sense of smell. You've never detoxed since the vaccine. So you need a detox, okay? If you don't want to do the detox on the website, the best thing I can tell you to do is probably go get you some activated charcoal and try to start there, okay? Anytime you take COVID or anytime you did chemotherapy or anything like that, you guys have to detox these toxins out of your body. And the reason why they're very, people, they're very reoccurring is because you guys are not detoxing. You just got all this shit in your body. Detox it out. Autism, got to go through the gut and the one. Hepatitis is a situation with the liver. Okay, so basically it's inflammation of the liver. All right, that's it. You guys are good. Hey man, if you guys need any more information, I appreciate all 200 of you guys. I will be on tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you need your owner's manual, please DM me and we'll get you the thing that you need. What kind of emotions? What you mean? What kind of emotions, Naima? What you mean? You're asking vague questions. Give me the right one, and I'll answer it for you. What emotions are you asking about? Guys, the owner man was amazing, healing mind, body, and spirit. Thank you, Takesha. I'll do the detox. It goes in and out. Thank you, my friend. Yeah. But my detox is 21 days. I ain't gonna do nothing easy for you. I don't do nothing easy. Ain't none of this stuff easy. So if you're willing to do 21 days, it's $50. Go and get it. Taking detox teas is okay. Yes, all depends on if you are in the if you have the ability to do it. Okay, if you are very young or very elderly or very feeble, no. Yeah, I need a good detox. I haven't had one in a while. Okay, mine is the 21 day. For the skin, yes, emotions. That's what I'm talking about, being very emotional. Okay. Normally when people have a lot of emotional things, it's always going to be surrounded around family. Cancer is about home and family affairs. Cancer is about the children. Cancer is about mama them. So a lot of times when people get these heavy emotions, it's either because of their relationship with their mama or their relationship with their children. That's the skin. When folks is breaking out on their skin and acne and all this stuff, normally it's emotional stuff going on with their mama or with their children. So if it's children, they're dealing with their mama. If it's mothers, they're dealing with their children, creating all this emotion. And next thing you know, your skin popping and doing all this kind of stuff. How do you purchase? You DM me and we'll get you that information. So Naima, tell me what you think about that. How to pay to get the owner's manual detox? DM me. How much is the manual? $50. I'm okay with that. I'm at Usha Village now on a 30-day cleanse. Okay, that's what's up, man. At Usha Village, hey, that's what we talking about. Tell Dr. Saber I say, hey, Uh-huh. Tell Dr. Saber I said what's happening. And it's a privilege for you to be at Usha Village listening to me. I appreciate it. More power to you. Ella, yo, I can't say your name, Ella Fayette. Boy, you got a goddamn hellified name. Boy, you already know. Can that be transformed from people who you've dealt with after being with someone? What, the skin issues, name? What about dealing with heartbreak with my husband? My skin has been terrible. Yes, it's any kind of love life, to be honest with you. But I was just highlighting Naima right there. But yeah, now she finally came in and said, yeah, y'all see that. So that's what I'm trying to get you to see, that these things are so connected. And when people start to really think, they'll be like, damn, hell yeah, that shit crazy. So it is, I mean, cancer represents home and family. It represents the emotional. It represents all those things. A lot of times, that's what it really be, man. We have these emotional ties with our mothers and our children that really can create the most emotion. Who can create more emotion than your mama? And who can create more emotion than your children? How do I know where to start the manual or the detox? You will know depending on you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, Wilbur, that's a decision that you got to make for yourself. Do you want to go to nature and get something that you'll have for the rest of your life? Or do you just want to start with a detox that'll be over with in 21 days and you still don't got this information about you? It's on you. Some of y'all want treatment. Buy the herbs. Keep my pockets going. I'm in South Africa. I need to pay the bills anyway. Some of y'all want treatment. Come on, keep on coming. But if you want healing, you get this. You got what you need. Forever. And you don't have to worry about it if I'm still living. You ain't got to worry about it if Yaki still here. You ain't got to worry about it if Usha Village still here. Once you get your own owner's manual and you got the map, the road map to keep you balanced and keep you in tune with nature, you don't need nobody else. And that's the key. That's the reason why you need your owner's manual. All right. So I love you guys, man. It's absolutely nothing you can do about it. If you are in need of healing, please DM me and we'll get you the information that you need. We'll be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. I love you guys. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, thank you, YouTube. Thank you, TikTok, for everything. Be back tomorrow. Peace. Woozay! Put him to sleep. I love it when I put him to sleep, boy. I love it when the partner put him to sleep.